Hey, what's up with it, King? What's up with it, Queen? Hey, y'all already know who it is. It's your big brother, Demont Pope, aka Mr. Purpose over Pointless Excuses. Listen, man, thank you for checking in. I really do appreciate you stopping through, listening in. Look, I got another special guest. Matter of fact, scratch that. I got two special guests. I got a 2-for-1 for y'all this time, right? So y'all know we've been bringing y'all special guests doing interviews, and it's all about adding value. It's all about inspiring and educating and motivating and empowering and giving you some tangible, practical steps that you can take away and start applying immediately, right? So without further delay, because I know y'all like, who there over there in the cut? All right, so without any delay, right, let me introduce to some and present to others none other, right, than Mr., right, Michael and Mrs. Meosha Kimbrough of MK5 Faith and Finances. Yeah, yes, what's up with it, y'all?
Hello. Good to see you.
Hey, it's even better to be seen. That's what they say, you know what I'm saying?
That's right, that's right.
So, hey, first of all, thank y'all so much for taking time out. I always thank my guests for taking time out. And I say that because I want the listeners and the viewers to know that I value your time. I value your time for listening. I value the time for you guys taking time out to be interviewed. So listen, man, I know you guys. I know what you're doing. I've been educated by you guys. It's about time for me to hit another seminar or webinar or something to get some more 22 education. All right. But before we get into all that, real quick, I just want to ask y'all, you can answer it individually or you can answer it together because I understand. You know, something on my face. I understand the union. Okay, all right, I got it. Something I was scratching my face, right? All right,
yes,
so
sir.
Y'all can answer this individually or together as husband and wife or business partner, right? Who is Michael Kimbrough? Who is Meosha Kimbrough, right? And what exactly is MK5 Faith and Finances?
Okay. Well, first, let me start off by saying I'm Michael Kimbrough, and this is my wife, Meosha, of course. And we were just two individuals, man, that was raised up in South DeKalb County. We went to high school together, and we were both raised in two-parent households where we learned the value and the virtue of having a great work ethic. So, you know, we both grew up in two-parent households, and by no means were we rich. You know, we were rich, but we weren't wealthy. We weren't at the same time, though. So, you know, and when I say rich, I mean, rich is a state of mind. Rich is not about how much money you have. You understand? So we both grew up in a rich household, and we dated in high school and ended up getting married in 2010. And through that union, we had 3 beautiful children.
We do.
Yeah.
So of course that's who we are, and of course I am, of course, one half of this MK5. I'm Meosha Kimbrough, and I started my professional career at a financial institution right out of high school, and from the beginning, I knew that I wanted to make sure that I had resources and that I had the knowledge to help those around me to have resources. My mom always taught that you pay your bills on time, you take care of your business. And so from a very young age, I had that in my mind. And so that's what I've grown up with. And so I have degrees. I have an MBA. I have a bachelor's degree. I have, all the credentials, and that's good. But through it all, I'm a person, and I genuinely have a passion for helping those who are unfortunate and those who are fortunate. We all need to have financial literacy. So that's a little bit about me.
Okay. Like I said, we went to high school together. And so I graduated from Columbia High School in Decatur, go Eagle. And also right after high school, I attended DeKalb Tech, which I was majoring in computer engineering. And I kind of stopped short of that to go to work. So I've been at AT&T for the past 21 years. So that's how I financially support my family. And then so now, since I've taken on this passion of financial literacy, I'm currently in school at Brown University.
Come on, man.
classes short of my bachelor's.
Yeah.
Natural economics. So,
Yes.
you know, we're just trying to make some things happen.
Hey, I love it, guys. And one thing I wanna highlight is the fact that you both came from 2-parent households. So there was a level of balance. So I'm gonna take this somewhere different because the way my mind be, you know what I'm saying? So I see balance there, right? And I see the family structure and the balance. But then Meosha, I heard you talking about being passionate about helping people, fortunate and less fortunate. So when we see fortunate and less fortunate, I see that as being balanced. You see what I'm saying? I see that as being balanced. And I've also noticed that you both have went in depth in talking about education, right? So we want people to know right off the bat, like education is important. Like, again, I don't care if you get it formally in a regular institution, college, university. I don't care how you got to get it, seminars, webinars, books, but you got to get this learning, okay? You got to get this education. Also, the passion, I want to talk about the passion because I believe that the passion is in line with our purpose, right? And help, you said help, Meosha, and I like that because that's what it's all about, right? It's about helping people. And Michael, you said that you went to school for a certain degree, but you had to stop short to start working, which lets me know it was some challenges, right? And Meosha, for you to get the degrees, it got to be some challenges in that. And now, Michael, you still getting further education. You got a career that's financially taking care of your family, and then you've created this heart work, right? This passion, right? And you're doing this passion work, but you didn't mention that the passion work had anything to do with income or money. And I love the fact that you said you do this to provide for your family. And I was talking to somebody else in a previous interview, Monica, and what she said was she was talking about using the gifts and talents and things that you're able to do to create the income to fund your passion and your business. So listen, I love what is going on already. Check it out real quick. Let me pause for the calls. If y'all getting any value right quick from the Kimbroughs and MK5 and yours truly, Demont Pope, I need you to hit the subscribe button, okay? I also need you to hit the notification bell, right? And after you do that, if you're getting something, really hit that thumbs up. Let us know because we don't want to waste your time or ours. So if you're getting something, hit that thumbs up and then take it a step further and share it to some people in your family or your community, all right? So listen, Michael, Meosha, all right, so we're talking about balance. We're talking about education. We're talking about financial stability, and we're talking about financial literacy, right? All in one, right? We're talking about purpose because how can you care for your family? Like Mike, I'm a husband just like you, right? I got kids just like you do. And it's hard to provide or care for who you have to care for if you don't have the finances, if you don't have the funding. And I've always I ran into some roadblocks early on, y'all, because I was following the passion and I was following the heart, but the passion and the heart wasn't making no money. So I was struggling, and I was talking to somebody else on another episode, y'all will see that, about this same thing. And it's like, I got to figure out how to do what I'm passionate about, but I have to figure out how to make income because as a man, as a husband, as a father, somebody is dependent on me to feed them. So I'm glad that y'all pointed that out. So I want y'all to know who's viewing and listening. You see how their path started, and then they had to take some alternate routes, right? He had to start working, but then he didn't forget about the education. He didn't forget, he went back, right? And you see his wife, she followed through, got her education, and now they're able to bring all those tools together, right? And bring one unit and add value with this company, right? Called MK5, Faith and Finances. All right, y'all, check it out. Another question. Has faith and finance, okay, with the name or without the name, but financial literacy in itself, right? Has this been something that you guys have always wanted to do? Mike, you done told us all the way back in high school, Columbia High School, them Eagles. Shout out to anybody who's watching from Columbia High School. I'm a Crim High School Eagle myself, but Eagles.
Come on, come on.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So was this something that y'all used to talk about, you know what I mean, when you was kicking your boo game, you know what I'm saying, and you was doing your thing in high school? Was y'all on that then, or is this just when you became adults?
Well, I can't really say, like I say, from growing up, both of our parents, that we've always seen them helping other people, whether it's financially or providing a place for somebody to stay or what have you. We've always seen that. So we took that upon ourselves and took it a step further. So it's always been us to help others. Now, have I always been into financial literacy? No, I can't say that. I will say we have always been proud of being able to help people and being willing to help people. I didn't get my passion for financial literacy until about, I'm gonna say 2009. I was involved in an automobile accident. And so at work, I couldn't perform my regular duties. I had to end up riding with a coworker. And during this situation, I would say, we got to know each other. We kind of grew and had a bond on listening to music. So we bonded through music, basically is what I'm saying.
You know, I love that music. You know what I'm saying?
And so one day he kind of asked me if I was participating in the company's 401k. And I was embarrassed, but I had to tell the truth and I just said no. Now, this was about 10 years into the company already. And I wasn't participating in the 401k because, you know, I wasn't thinking that far ahead. You know, so I wasn't thinking as far as retirement. So anyway, so I say for the next 2 or 3 weeks, we just stayed on 401k. We stayed on investment. He stayed on me. We rode and we talked and we listened to music. And then so I learned that I truly could become a millionaire without being an athlete.
Come on, talk it.
Or without being a rapper or a singer, that I still become a millionaire doing what I'm doing.
Come on.
And that kind of inspired me. I said, well, okay. So just like I just learned this in this short of time, I think I want to teach others how to do this. And at that point is when I realized that, you know what, this is what I was born to do.
Wow.
So what about you, baby?
So my passion was ignited after high school, just like Mike said. Of course, it was already in us to help people, but we didn't know how to articulate it because we were kids at that point. But after I started working for a financial institution, I had the opportunity to volunteer in schools and provide financial literacy. And I saw how hungry the kids were for this information. And I didn't get financial literacy when I was in elementary school and high school, and I didn't go to middle school because we didn't have that, but I didn't get that. But these kids had the opportunity to get financial literacy, and they were very hungry for the information. And there were adults that were excited about the information too, because unfortunately they didn't have the information. And so I saw that as a path for me to help people. I'm about numbers, I'm about finances, and this is about helping people. It was like a marriage. And so I was like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do. Now, I didn't leave my paycheck to go follow this passion, because I have to eat. I like to eat. I like food. And so I had to have some income. So I continued in my professional career to pay the bills. But then I also, on the side, will say, talk to family, talk to friends, talk to anybody that will listen about this financial literacy thing, because I don't want for us to be the only ones in retirement with money. I want everyone around us to have money too, and to be able to be comfortable. And, people say that, well, some people are going to retire and go to work for Walmart, after retirement. I don't want that to be anyone that I know, anyone in my circle, anyone that I've ever had an opportunity to touch. And of course, we talk to students in schools, and so we have an awesome opportunity to share this information, and it's just so humbling for us to have this opportunity.
Absolutely. Listen. Y'all done said a whole lot. Right?
I'm sorry.
No. Don't apologize. That's exactly what we're here for. And I like that. I like for you guys to come on here and give us way more than we expecting, because that's what the value is all about. That's when you get the extra. That's when you get that secret sauce or whatever they want to call it. So what I'm hearing is that, Mike, for you, it just wasn't in the forefront of your mind, okay, that I'm finna be on some financial literacy, right? Meosha, same thing for you. Now the upbringing, I want to point out the upbringing because parents who are watching, like this is key. The upbringing laid the foundation, right, for the Kimbroughs, right, to realize their purpose, right? And Meosha continues to talk about her passion for helping people. And I want to point that out, that's the reason you are in a position to be able to help someone, because your purpose has always been tied into helping. And along the road and throughout the process and the twists and turns and all the different obstacles, it all still led you to this same path, which means that in essence, even though you didn't know, but it seems like this purpose had already been there because you were already students of financial literacy from your parents. And the reason why I keep highlighting the parents is because it's imperative that those who are viewing know that family structure is important. Not only is family structure important, but it's also important for those who've come from the two-parent background, right? To use the knowledge gained, right? To empower those that didn't. Now, I'm a father. My children are growing up in a two-parent household, but unfortunately, I didn't have that privilege or luxury, and I'm gonna call it a privilege and a luxury, because growing up that way, you already got half of the odds basically stacked against you. The family structure is already broken. So finances are probably an issue in a lot of cases, or in my cases it was. So on top of the family being in disorder or disarray and in confusion, now you're struggling with finances, so you don't have money. So the last thing you want to do is learn about money because you ain't got no money, right? So it frustrates you for people to always talk about money. Or maybe I'm just telling my business. This was just me. I don't know. Maybe some of the listeners and viewers can relate, y'all. I don't know. But y'all dropped some real good nuggets on that. And I wanted y'all to know, listeners, this is a good time to hit the subscribe button. Yeah, right. It's a good time to hit the notification bell, and it's a good time to hit that thumbs up, right? And it's a good time to share this to somebody who you care about. Even if you don't care about them, but you're tired of them asking you for money, like share this so they can become financially literate. You understand what I'm saying? All right, I hope I said that right. I'm gonna find out later on, but don't laugh at me if I did. All right, so let me ask y'all this. Okay. What is, would y'all say is the most important lesson, right, that you've learned? Actually, I tell you what. Yeah, what's the most important lessons that you've learned about finances, right?
Okay, so you want to start, or you want me?
Did I ask that question right? Let me. Okay, what's the most important lesson that you've learned over your career? That's what I'm trying to ask you. You know what I'm saying?
So I can answer both of those questions. So over my career, I've learned that being coachable is absolutely imperative. None of us know everything that there is to know. So being coachable is absolutely, A1. Wow. And then on this financial journey, I learned that most people don't have a money problem, have a budget problem.
Oh my goodness, run it back. Whoa, pause, rewind. Say that again. That might be the title. I don't know. That might be the title of this episode. Come on back with it.
Yeah, okay. So most people don't have a money problem, they have a budget problem, because you can be a millionaire and be about to live under a bridge. No disrespect to anyone who's, doesn't have a home. But if you make, we'll say $20,000 a year, you should live off of 80% of that 20,000, period. You need to adjust. Maybe no cable, maybe you'll have a streaming service, maybe you'll have, maybe you'll ride the bus, I don't know, but you need to live off of 80%, period, because you don't know what's around the corner. So that 20% needs to be a buffer. And so whether it's, 20,000 a year, 200,000 a year, 200 million a year, you still need to just live by that 80%. And okay. if we could get that, we won't have a $1 trillion debt problem.
Come on, talk about it. And you got my wheels spinning here, because you said live off of 80%, And then you said use the 20% as a buffer. Okay, let's talk about that buffer. What do you mean by buffer? If I'm in middle school or high school, or
Sure.
if I'm a young adult and I haven't heard these terms before, what do you mean that 20% buffer? That
Sure.
cushion?
That is cushion. So 10% of that should be given away. So
Okay.
the charities, nonprofits, because we don't receive unless we're given. It's a cycle, it's a circle. And so it's very important that we give to others, because if we have something to give. And so that's 10% of that 20. And then the other 10%, you need to be paying yourself. You need to be saving into a savings account, into an investment account. You need to be saving, period. Because if the transmission goes out on your car and you have to pay $6,000,
Been there.
to have the money in a savings account rather than having to put it on a credit card that's going to charge you interest that you have to, pay back. So living on that 80%. So that means your rent or your mortgage, your utilities, your food, everything else needs to be within that 80% bubble. And then giving is 10%, and then saving is 10%. And that's your 100%.
I love it, man. That
And I'm gonna just
cushion. Come on, Mike. What you got? I was just about to
I'ma
ask
just
you.
be
What you
real.
got?
I'm gonna be real with you, Mr. Pope, because
Come on, man. What you got, Mr. Kimbrough?
hey, we got to give you the real deal. Just to piggyback on what she said is, unfortunately, in our culture, we spend so much time trying to impress people that we don't even know.
That's it. Yeah.
We got to have the name brand pocketbooks. We got to have the rims on the car. We got to have name brand everything. And we doing this for people that don't even know our name. We see them that day and walk past them on the street or drive past them on the street. We don't know. We ain't exchanged contact. I don't know you. You don't know me. We see you ever again in life. So that's one thing we got to get past. And then, of course, like you said, baby, we have to realize that we can learn. I've noticed that we can learn from anyone. It doesn't have to be a doctor, a lawyer. You can learn from a child.
That's right.
You can learn from a homeless person. And one of the quotes that my mentor gave me, his name is Earl Holmes Jr.
All right. What's
I
up,
gotta
mentor?
tell
What's
you,
up,
man.
Earl?
But what he told me, man, was so profound. And the quote goes like this. It says, "He who knows everything knows nothing. Knows nothing, knows everything that he needs to know." Which means if
Right. Rewind.
Okay.
Don't even do my listeners like that. Don't do
Okay,
me like that. Run that back.
So he who knows everything knows nothing. But he who knows nothing knows everything that he needs to know. So this means basically you running around here thinking you know everything, can't nobody tell you nothing. You pretty much, you're a fool. And this comes from an old Arabian proverb. But if you run around here thinking that you know everything and you can't learn from any and everybody, you're going to be messed up. But if you stay humble and if you have an open mind and realize that, hey, I don't know everything, you can always learn. You can always further yourself and help people around you. So that's the name of the game. You got to stay humble and realize that, hey, I can learn from anybody.
Come on.
Yeah.
So that's basically the main things that.
And yo, this is, man, look, y'all, this is so much deeper than money, right? Like this, we ain't talking dollars and cents. Like this ain't just financial advice. Like this is life advice. You understand what I'm saying? Like these are principles that you can literally govern your life by. You understand what I'm saying? Because so many of us, Mike, we do the same thing what you just said. We trying to impress all these people, especially on social media. Like with the click of a button, we done found out that we got access to all these people and we got thousands of followers and friends, and we think that we really have relationships with these people, and these people truly don't care about us. So we need to know. I love what you said, Meosha, about when we were talking about that buffer. Let me go back to that. Paying yourself, because what we just described, or let me say you, because I'm talking about we. See, I'm trying to get some of your shine, Mike. You know what I'm saying? What you just described, right, about people trying to impress other people. You understand what I'm saying? Basically, all that is you paying other people so that you can appear as if you have a certain status that you really don't have. You understand what I'm saying?
That's right. That's right.
But what if, right? Just throw this on out. This ain't even on the list of questions, right? But what if we took that money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because remember, we may not have a money problem. We may have a budget problem, right? So what if we took that money, Mike, Meosha, that we spending on trying to impress somebody, like we took that money that we spent on the latest Jordans, right? And we didn't buy the latest Jordans. What did we bought? The ones that came out a couple of ones before. But see, no, we don't want to do that, because then we can't be trendy. We can't look like everybody else. But the whole while you being trendy and looking like everybody else, like you really preventing yourself from seeing financial freedom. Right. Financial freedom is what we're talking about, because you're in bondage, right? Like, okay, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna make some people mad, but it's all right, right? All right, because I grew up in the church, right? My background is gospel rapping, youth ministry, assistant youth pastor. I've been a youth pastor before. Like, okay, my history go long in the word. And we got a famous scripture that people like to throw around, and it's like, for the love of money is the root of all evil. Now, that's the correct scripture. For the love of money is the root of all evil. But people be saying money is the root of all evil. But the correct one, it says, for the love of money is the root of all evil. But what if, I'm gonna make some folk mad, but what if it was really the lack of money that was the root of evil? Like, what if it? Because if I ain't got, the reason why I'm trying to steal from you is because I don't have enough to provide for mine. It ain't that I don't value your life and your loved ones. It's just that I value my life and my loved ones. And if I don't do what I got to do, then somebody may not eat. So it's the lack of money that causes us to do some foolish things. But what if I told you it was a solution? See, listen, man, Mike and Meosha Kimbrough of MK5 stopped by through with your big brother, Demont Pope, to let you know that there's a solution to this. And it's financial literacy, right? You don't have to make a lot of money. Like, look, man, I got educated and I never thought about saving and investing. Listen, I got me some education, right? Shameless plug since they on here, right? I got me some education from MK5. And now I got stocks and portfolios, and half the stuff I don't understand, but it don't matter. As long as I'm in the green, and long as when the year's end, I make at least about a good 12% profit or more, I'm okay with that. But see, I learned that from you guys. I ain't know that. So now we want you guys to know this. Now, this is a good time to hit the subscribe, notification, thumbs up, let the people know, because we going up in here. All right, now y'all got me hot. Let me drink some water. I'm gonna ask y'all.
So while you getting your water,
come on with it.
Just one thing. You mentioned financial freedom, and so of course we teach people about financial literacy. And we sat down and we wrote down all of our debt so that we can see, exactly when we can be completely debt free. And so I created a spreadsheet and we went through it. And then about a week or so ago, Mike was like, well, baby, if we do this and we do this, we can be debt free 6 months earlier than we had planned. And by the way, our debt free date is April 2025.
Come on, man, flex one time.
No mortgage, no nothing. We don't have student loans. We're paying tuition, just cash for tuition. And so, but April 2025, we're having a big party, because I have not seen anyone my age with no. I'm sure there are some people that are out there, but we haven't seen people in our community with no mortgage at our age. So we're very, godly proud that we've been able to get the information and that we are walking this out, and that we're not just talking about this. We're doing what we're telling people to do. And we, we show people how to, improve their credit, and we do that because we have 840 credit scores. We're not telling you something in our credit score is in the toilet. We're telling you.
Don't just speed past that 840 though.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
We're not just talking to people. This is not just lip service. We're actually doing this. We're telling you what we know. We're telling you from experience.
Yeah.
And we have passion.
Yeah. So
You
I
can tell.
listen, and I appreciate you giving me a minute to get my sip on because my throat was getting dry because y'all got it hot in here. You understand what I'm saying? So I really appreciate that. And I appreciate the most it hit different, right? It hit different when you live in what you speaking. I like to say that it hit different when you live in what you're speaking, because, you know, in my career and in my history, I've been around so many people who I ultimately found out wouldn't really live in what they speaking. And I was even one of them persons that wasn't living what I was speaking because I'm trying to do what they said I'm supposed to be doing. And none of us doing what we're supposed to be doing. So listen, I need you to understand. I need you to know, and I need you to remember, right? These tangible nuggets, right? Because you're hearing this information because it's been tested. The mistakes have been made, right? A good person learn from his mistakes, but a wise person learn from others. Like learn from my mistake, right?
Yes.
Learn from Mike's mistakes, learn from Meosha's mistakes. Like, listen, young people, it is okay for you not to know about financial literacy, but it is not okay for you not to pursue the education because it is your life. Your life. You can't expect your teachers. You can't expect your mom. You have to do it for yourself. It has to be a conscious decision from your part. All right. So look, Mike and Meosha, I know we running out of time. I got a couple more questions for you. Like real quick. Tell me this, because we may have some listeners on here that are young, middle school age, maybe high school age. So why is it, right? And we've already danced around this, but why is it so important, right? To learn about finances at a young age. I was still youngish when y'all taught me what you're teaching me, right? But why did I have to get in my late 30s to start learning or taking financial literacy serious? Like you guys don't have to get into your late 30s and have a family and all of these responsibilities. You guys can start learning a little bit plus a little bit plus a little bit. And at the end of the day, guess what? It equals a lot. It equals a lot. Years down the line, it equals a lot. So why is it so important, Mike and Meosha, to learn about finances at an early age?
Yeah, because time is on your side. When you're young, you have more time to invest. In one of the workshops that we present for youth, we show them how an 18-year-old can be a millionaire from only a $10,000 investment.
Come on, 18 years old can be a millionaire. Come on. I'm dropping my water. Y'all see this? I'm dropping my water over here.
The 18-year-old contributes $10,000. And it's not, $10,000 all at once. It's $100 a month for a period. Save $10,000, stop. Don't add another penny. You will be a millionaire. If
by the time you reach retirement.
By the time you reach
Hey, come on. Hey, no, we finna bless somebody. Look, hold on, Mike. Hold on, Mike. One second. Wait. We finna bless somebody on here. This is what I need you to do. If you got a child, a teenager, a young adult, right? If you got a neighbor that got children, that's teenagers or soon to be young adults, like you need to share this information with them right now, because we finna bless somebody straight up and down, right? Somebody gonna become a millionaire because of this information, because guess what? They not just gonna hear this, they not just gonna share this, but they gonna go the next step and they gonna execute and they gonna do this. So again, for y'all who wasn't listening, I'm listening. 18 years old, if you start at 18 years old, putting $100 a month, come on, man. Jordans cost more than that. Come on, we spending more than that on extracurricular stuff. Come on, anyway, $100 a month, $100 a month, right? For over a period of time. You reach 10,000. Come on, you reach 10,000. You don't have to put no more. We talking about a millionaire, and you don't have to be an athlete. You don't have to be a rapper. You ain't got to go out here and sell your body. You don't have to do none of this stuff that we see our people being degraded for money. Like, you don't have to do this stuff. You can take control of your life. You can walk and live in your purpose, and you can have financial freedom right here, right now, and you can start small. So I just wanted to take that time to empower somebody, because somebody be playing with this information. But I wish, right? I wish, Mike and Meosha, that somebody would have gave me a guaranteed blueprint to where I can become a millionaire when I was
Yeah.
18. Oh my God. Listen, I would have retired at 25, like I said I was gonna do. I was like, man, when I'm 25, I ain't gonna have to rap no more. I'm just gonna be doing, and it didn't happen like that.
That's
But
right.
this information, it can happen like that for you.
That's
So I
right.
need you to share that information. Anyway, I'm sorry, Mike. You was going to say something. I cut you
Well,
off.
I was just going to mention that the example that she gave only happens because of compound interest. Compound interest is what we talk about in some of our seminars. We talk about the rule of 72. So what the rule of 72 is, you take the number 72 and then you divide it by either the amount of years you plan to invest, or you divide it by your rate of return. So if you take the number 72 and you divide it by your rate of return, then the answer is going to be the number of years that it's going to take for you to double your money. So when you say what's the most important, time is the most important, because the more number, the larger number of years that you have to double your money, the bigger deposit is going to be in the end.
That's right.
So you starting at 18 versus you starting at 50 years old, and you planning to retire at 59 and a half, you plan to retire in 9 years, well, your rate of return is going to have to be astronomical for you to double your money in that, in that amount of time.
Yeah.
But if you got a larger amount of years to work with, then your rate of return doesn't have to be that high. But I'm just going to throw this out. So since the stock market has been in effect, the average rate of return in the stock market, I think, is a little over 10%. So it's doable. It's very doable.
Right.
Wow, man. Like man, listen, I wish, man, when I was 8, man, anyway, but guess what? This is evidence, right? That hindsight is 2020. Like I could sit here all day long and be like, oh, I wish. But guess what, y'all? You don't have to wish. Right? Like you can do this, you can execute on this right now. And matter of fact, I'm going to take it a step further. I'm going to give you access to this information. So you ain't got, I want you to keep watching this video. I want you to keep, you know what I'm saying? Sharing it. But what I want you to do right now, Mike and Meosha, before I ask another question, give the people your social media handle. If you got contact information you want to give them, definitely give them the website. Like if you got anything coming up, I heard you talking about webinars, like let us know all that. Like, are you working with any schools? You got any financial literacy programs coming up for the middle school students, educational students? Let us know what's really going on out here with y'all.
Gotcha.
Sure.
Go ahead, man.
Okay. So our Instagram and Facebook is MK5 Faith and Finances. So just real simple. Our website is the same, mk5faithandfinances.org. And our email is mk5faithandfinances@gmail.com. And we do partner with schools. Right now, we're partnering with schools in Gwinnett County because that's where we live.
All right.
However, we have connections in DeKalb, Rockdale, Cobb, Henry, and Newton, I believe. And so we're open to presenting workshops virtually at this juncture in any of the counties that I've mentioned or others that I may not have mentioned. We partner with communities or other nonprofits in the community because, we're all trying to do the same thing. We're all trying to help the community. So, we don't need to do it by ourselves. We have to have partnerships. So we partner with everybody. Anybody that wants to partner, we're there.
Yeah. Accepting all
partnership with Gems and Gents coming up in March.
Okay.
We're going into the old Fourth Ward neighborhood.
Let's talk about it.
Giving some seminars, so we definitely look forward to that.
And we're going to give we're going to do a special treat in that session because we're going to give a history lesson too on housing.
The Public Housing Authority, redlining, Section 8, just going to give a history lesson.
Just helping people understand how that came to be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't know that history.
I love it, man. So they out there in these streets, y'all. They gonna be in the fourth ward community. You know what I'm saying? They partnering with everybody. You've heard numerous counties that they partner with. They're in the schools. They're working with the school system, teaching these babies, right, financial literacy, so that when they grow up, parents, they can get out y'all pocket. You get what I'm saying? That's all it is. And again, shout out to Gems and Gents Coaching. All right.
That's right.
We'll be talking with them soon. So shout out to them. Also, do me a favor. Answer me this, right? Because we done talked a lot. We done gave a lot of value. We done gave a lot of inspiration, a lot of education, right? Now we want to talk about this word challenge, because we try to go around obstacles. We try to go around challenges. We want it the easy way. Like we don't want to get the 4-year degree. So we definitely don't want to go for anything longer than that, because 4 years take too long. But if I would have just went to school and got the 4-year degree, I have 2-3 degrees by now. And maybe that's just me. I don't know. You know what I mean? Maybe that's just me. But think about it, y'all. All right. So tell us this. What is the biggest challenge that y'all are having right now in your business, right? And how are you handling it? Because we need to teach, right, that it's okay to have a problem, right? Because there is always a solution. Because if you didn't have a solution, it wouldn't be a problem, right? So what is the challenge that y'all facing with MK5, and how are y'all handling that?
Well, personally, one of the biggest challenges that I see is getting people in our community to trust us. You know, we've been duped for so many years. People have come in and run game and money. So the biggest thing is getting people to believe and understand that this is not a gimmick. It's not a scam. I'm not coming to your house to sit in front of you to see how much money I can take from you. And that's one of the reasons why we decided to do a nonprofit, because we don't get paid for this. So I don't have motivation to come into your house and say, okay, well, I'm gonna charge you $50 an hour or $100 an hour to give you this information. All of the information we give is for free. So the biggest challenges that I have is trust in our own community.
Yeah.
And one challenge, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, Mike, that's a lot. You said a mouthful, because we've been conditioned. And a lot of it, majority of it is conditioning, but a lot of it is our own acceptance and our own perpetuation of the conditioning. It's like, you know, we are afraid to unlearn, right? We are afraid to unlearn and grow. Go ahead, Meosha, you got something to add to that.
No, I was just going to say the one challenge that I see is our target audience. So our target audience is youth and young adults. However, everybody under the sun, right, sun needs this information. But if we, tried to reach out to everyone under the sun, we'd reach nobody. So we have to, pare it down. And so, of course, the children are our future. And so we definitely cater to the youth and the young adults. And then, of course, we have workshops for those that are not youth and young adults, but that's the challenge, is to getting this information to as many people as we can, and it's just 2 of us, and so we have to kind of replicate ourselves at some point.
Yeah, absolutely. So credibility, basically getting people to believe in it, right? And so what we gonna do? We need y'all to help. Right? We need y'all to help let people know. I need y'all to reach out to MK5, right? I need y'all to pay attention, get some workshops in, and let the people know that it is legitimate. But you won't know unless you get the information. But one thing I want to highlight is that they ain't doing this for money. So financially, there is no financial gain or motivation for this. So this clearly is purpose work. It's purpose work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I want them to know that. So we said getting people to believe, and Meosha, again, getting to what?
The target market. Shrinking that target market. And one thing that Mike was kind of teetering around is that people think that becoming wealthy they can do it overnight. And we have to remind people that, not many things happen overnight. It takes time. You have to be disciplined. You have to be diligent about what you're doing. And just because you don't see it in the first month or the first 2 months, just keep doing the process. And then you'll look up one day and you'll have $500,000 in your portfolio.
It starts with your mindset.
Right.
You have to have a mindset that you want to be wealthy.
Right.
Because if you don't have the mindset, then it's a process. All this other stuff is not going to line up if you don't start with the mindset of, I'm going to do this, I'm going to have discipline, and I'm going to reach my goal. So it starts with that mindset.
And forget about get rich quick schemes.
Yes.
They don't work. It's a waste of money. Don't waste your time.
Yes.
Come on, man. Hey, y'all hearing from the experts.
was consistent, don't try to do it in a vacuum. Don't try to do it overnight.
So this piggybacks on the previous question that you asked about what's important, and it just goes back to the time. Time is important. Investments take time.
Yes.
4% of day traders are successful. Now, I don't know about to you, but that's a low number to me.
Yeah.
4% out of 100. So that's why you have these people that's constantly trading stocks all day, and then when they lose their money in a matter of hours or days, then unfortunately, these people are committing suicide. They're hurting others. So it's a process. Nothing happens overnight. You know what I'm saying? Well, God can do what He wants to do, but usually nothing happens overnight. Right. It's a process. It's going to take some time to get where you want to be. You just have to be patient, have to have discipline, and just have the right mindset and be consistent.
And to add to that, man, when you have the right mindset, right, and you're disciplined, patient, consistent, like these are words that we're not just born being able to master these words. Like it takes time. It's a process. But one thing I've learned, right, in my years of living and parenting and adulting, which adulting kids I wouldn't recommend, okay? But anyway, I've learned that when I have to work hard and earn something, right, I kind of value it more because of what I had to go through to earn it.
Right.
So when we talk about get rich and overnight, like I ain't mad at none of y'all who blew up overnight. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad at none of y'all, right? But for the majority of us, it's a process of gaining financial stability and abundance and prosperity, right? So what I need y'all to understand is like, don't abort the mission, right? Don't abort the mission, right? Don't give up before you start seeing the fruit. Don't give up, because I saw a post on social media and they had like this dude was like trying to tunnel through this little wall. He had a hammer and everything, trying to get through the wall, man. It had been going for a long time. And I guess he was like, look, enough is enough. My man just stopped. But if you look at the picture, like he was like one more tap away from his goal, which was, I think, a lot of gold or whatever the case may be. But see, the thing is, we put in so much work, y'all. We put in so much work, and then when it don't look like we think it's supposed to look, and I'm talking to myself here, because before the message come through the messenger, it got to get to the messenger, right? A lot of times we want to do things and it don't look like it's supposed to look. And it's like, oh my God, I'm finna go back to what's familiar. I'm finna go back and I'm gonna stop doing this. And listen, you got to go through that process. You got to be consistent. You got to be disciplined. My mentor, Jeremy Anderson, say this, and I love this quote. He say, man, you got to be strong enough, long enough. You understand what I'm saying? Shout out Jeremy Anderson. You got to be strong enough, long enough to get to whatever it is that God is trying to get you to. Specifically, if you came from financial struggles, specifically, if you came up in poverty like I did, if you grew up in a single household, if you grew up with the knots and then looking down the street at the halves, you get what I'm saying? Like, take this information serious, and we want you to know up front, it's going to be a process. They ain't come on here and lie to y'all. They didn't come on here and tell y'all a bunch of textbook cookie cutter information that they got off of Google. This is tested, tried, and proven. Also, I've tested and tried it, and I'm applying some of the concepts. Some of the concepts they got me mad about because I like to get my Starbucks and everything like that. But they got me on this strict budget thing, talking about I can't get my Starbucks every day because at the end of the year, look how much it is. But anyway, that's right. My problem with them. That's my problem with them. You know what I'm saying? I deal with that later on. But when you truly care, right? And we finna wrap it up right quick. When you truly care, like Meosha started talking about, and she continued to point out, so you know it ain't, when it's in you, it comes out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So helping is truly in her heart. Helping is truly in Mike's heart. That's why they're doing what they do, right? And they have no financial motivation or financial gain. Their only reward, their gain, their success is by you becoming financially stable, by you becoming financially secure and independent, right? Check it out, y'all.
So one thing I want to share, we have a program where we teach young people how to become rich. And so rich in that program stands for reaching intellectual capacities of children halting financial ignorance. So I'll repeat that. Rich is reaching intellectual capacities of children halting financial ignorance.
Man, I like acronyms.
That program, we teach them how to become rich.
I like acronyms. and that's a nice acronym. So what I want you to do, Mrs. Kimbrough, I need you to repeat that one more time.
Sure. Yes, rich, reaching intellectual capacities of children, halting financial ignorance. Reaching. You can't be financially dumb. You gotta be financially intelligent.
Come on, y'all. They got a program called Rich, man. Y'all better hit the website, man. Hit the social media. Y'all better get to know these people. I'm being honest with you. They've given me some coaching and I've seen some benefit from it. You know what I'm saying? And Mr. Kimbrough, he got to remind me at the top of the year that them numbers all go to zero to reset. And he'd be like, don't panic. He'd be like, don't panic. Cause I'd be like, what more money? You know what I'm saying? But I'm just grateful for y'all. I'm grateful for the value. I'm grateful for y'all spending time with me, taking your time, going over the originally scheduled time frame. But I just got one more question for y'all. I got one more question, if you could. No, I took y'all over the time frame. I'm thanking y'all for allowing me to hold y'all hostage. You know what I'm saying?
No problem. Thanks for the invitation. Yes.
I love it, y'all. But before y'all get out of here, give me one piece of advice, y'all.
Okay.
Give me one. And I love to break this question down because it's the same question, but it hit different with every guest. And it even comes out my mouth differently every episode. Probably. I don't know. But anyway, right. What is that one piece of advice, y'all, that you would give to that person who they're listening to this episode and we've sparked something in them, right? They're curious, right? They want to know about this financial literacy, right? They want to know even about this entrepreneurship, but they really want to know about this purpose thing. They really want to know about purpose, right? They really want to know if they have a purpose. They really want to know if they can really become a millionaire if they're in high school right now. They really want to know if they're in middle school, like one day, can I literally be wealthy before I graduate college? You see what I'm saying? So what I want y'all to do is, what is the one piece of advice that you would give them? Whether, and I usually say to the people starting out in your specific career or industry, but these last few episodes and interviews has been going all different directions. So I'm going with the flow. So like whether they're in a career or profession, but if it's just because your target audience is the same target audience that I have, we share a passion for these youth and young adult students, right? So what would you tell them if they're struggling? Man, I can never get rich. Oh man, I can't go get no 4-year degree. I can't get no bachelor's and then get a master's. I don't even want to get an associate. Like, education is key. And that's what I've gotten from you guys. Listen, financial literacy is all about being educated financially. That's the definition in a nutshell. And I'm no guru on that, but I do know that, in my opinion, the definition of financial literacy is just being educated financially.
Yep. Yeah.
So what would you say to that person who really wants to break that generational cycle or generational curse and really be that one person to break out of that familiar poverty, financial illiterate state of mind?
First thing I would say is, and I know you guys heard this a million times, but I would just say, don't quit. Don't quit. Stay consistent, because we find a way to do what we want to do. Truly your passion. If this is truly your passion, find a way. You're gonna find a way. You're gonna make it happen.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be consistent, and also you gotta stay humble. You gotta stay humble. You gotta remain teachable.
Coachable. That's it.
So I know you asked for one.
No, keep it coming. Keep it coming.
But I gave you a few. And then just the last thing is stay educated and be knowledgeable, and continue the research. It's a constant process. You should never get to a point where you think, okay, well, I know everything there is to know about this topic. It's called research for a reason. You search it, and then you search it again, and you search it again. So that's where the research comes from.
Yeah.
So those are my key points of advice.
Yeah, and just remember that the sky is absolutely the limit. There's no limit. There's no limit on you. If you can reach the sky, then you'll reach your limit. Yeah. But set goals for yourself and check them off. Yeah. Write them down. The good book, the Bible says, write the plan down and make it plain. So if you don't write it, you may forget about it. But absolutely write it down, check it off, and keep making goals until and you should never say, okay, I have no more goals. There should always be goals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then I don't care if you get 50 no's. For every 50 no's, all you need is one yes. That's right. All you need is for one person to say yes to your ideas, to your passion, to your vision. Mm-hmm. And one yes can catapult you, like you're saying, to the stars.
One more thing, I'm glad you said that. The cleaning company that makes 409, they tried this formula 408 times.
Come on, somebody talked about this already on the episode.
Yes, they tried it 408 times. On the 409th time, they got it right. So maybe you'll get 408 no's, but all you need is that one yes, just like you said.
And I want y'all to know that out of the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, the word will be established or confirmed. And if you're ever wondering, like, how do I know? I don't know if he's talking to me. I don't know. Listen. By the time you've seen this episode, I guarantee you have heard that 409 story already on one of the other episodes. The funny thing is that I didn't know about that story until one of my previous guests brought that up. So yeah. See that what I'm saying? My guests don't be lying. They be keeping it 100. Hey, check it out. Listen, hey, I'm so grateful for y'all. And see, here's the special thing about this interview, right? See, this is the first interview where I got a 2 for 1, right? So right. Silly me for thinking that we can get in here and follow the same blueprint as a one-on-one. Like this is a 3-person conversation. So we're supposed to go a little bit extra. So that's the benefit of family. That's the benefit of the 2 becoming 1. And then they took what they were passionate about and they created something, right? That will create something of value for you and me and generations to come. That's called purpose. That's called legacy. And I'm trying to let you know that purpose looks good on you. Hey, Mike and Meosha, don't go nowhere. I want to thank y'all for kicking it with your bruh this whole time. But most importantly, y'all, I want to thank y'all for staying the entire episode. I want to thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing, liking. Just thank you for your time, because your time is the most valuable currency. And you heard Mike and Meosha say it, time is important. So the earlier you start, right, making these plans, the earlier you start making these goals, right, and start executing, the better it will be for your future and everybody around you. Listen, it's your big bruh, Demont Pope, AKA Mr. Purpose over Pointless Excuses. Look, yes, I'm gonna kick it with y'all next week. You know what I'm saying? Mike and Meosha, y'all gonna have to find them at MK5.org, MK5 Faith and Finances, you know what I'm saying, .org, and they social media, you know what I'm saying? But you know your big brother, Demont Pope, I'm gonna be right here. So, hey, again, I'm your big brother, Demont Pope. That's your big brother and your big sis, Mike and Meosha Kimbrough of MK5 Faith and Finances. Thank y'all so much. I'll holler at y'all next week. Yeah.
Thank you.